I never thought I would get pregnant, but then I ended up finding out I was. So the first thing that came to my mind was to, not keep the child and make it easier for everybody involved. I heard about the Pregnancy Resource Center by going online, actually. I started out looking for abortion places, and it came up with crisis counseling.
Wise counsel in a time of crisis. Realistic, level-headed, empathetic. That's the Bible-based alternative that APRC offers from the very first phone call.
I was searching, and I was searching for somebody who would either listen or sit there and help me choose what I was going to do, and got a hold of Kathy here. She was really caring and open to, understanding what I was going through and everything.
When a woman finds out she's pregnant, her entire world is turned upside down. So just having someone to talk to is what's most needed at first. The initial conversation is the cornerstone to building much needed trust and perspective.
It's funny because when I first talked to Kathy, it was almost like we had talked for years, because she was understanding of my issues that I was going through, and she didn't tell you or judge me or anything, so it helped connect with me, and I was like, okay, I'm not necessarily the only one here who's going through this, especially at my age.
Tammy's story is a little out of the ordinary and presents an opportunity for APRC to share some creative answers. You see, Tammy is in her 40s and already has a teenage son, so she's contemplating the option of making an adoption plan.
I have been in a place, and I still am in a place, of trying to figure out what to do. When I first called Kathy, I was actually thinking of aborting. I was 3.5 months pregnant, though, so that shut that idea down. I'm emotional already. And talking to Kathy, it just made me go, you can't just get rid of a life that easily and stuff without it affecting you and stuff.
An incredibly big decision, and thankfully, one that she doesn't have to make by herself. And even though Tammy chose to carry her baby to full term, the possibility of adoption presents its own challenges, physically and emotionally.
It's extremely tough to think about adoption, because I do feel the kicking, the moving, and my body changing, and then just knowing that you would be able to hold the baby after he's born. And, do I want to even give it to somebody else? But I know, in the long run, that it might be better off. So now I'm going, well, do I pull away from the baby? So that's where Kathy is still talking with me on that and trying to decide what's the best route. Not necessarily for me, but mostly for the baby.
Preserving the sanctity of life, APRC vows to walk beside Tammy every step of the way with guidance, support, and love.
The center here is definitely an emotional lifeline for me. If the center was not here, I wouldn't be in this strong mode that I'm in right now. I think I would probably most likely have aborted the child and have, gone through all that trauma and stress, and that would be rough.
When you look to God for answers, He brings peace and hope to a troubled heart. You begin to see Him working through those around you, redeeming the situation you're in, and showing you how much He truly loves you.
The Resource Center is a form, I think, of God working, and that's why it sort of has kind of made my thought process change a little bit regarding God, I think. I sit there and say, why is that happening? There's got to be a reason for it. And so I sit there and go, well, that's got to be God's plan or God's reason for doing it that way. This must be some sign or something to make me still open my eyes, and it's the only way to do that is to have God in there. That must be God telling me, hey, catch a clue, I'm still here, I'm with you, but you gotta see me, and you gotta see what I'm doing through Kathy, through you, through the situation you're in.
God continues to use alternatives to partner with Tammy as she bravely moves forward through this journey with faith, hope, and peace.
The new day will bring new challenges and new perspectives and something that will just make me go, yep, this is right. Yeah, taking it one day at a time also gives me hope